Thin the black paint to prepare it for airbrushing. Airbrush the base black completely. Try not to make the chest shield area black because it's going to be silver later. First paint inside the folds and creases, and then paint everything completely so the color becomes uniform. We constantly change the angle of the statue so we don't miss anything. We first paint the underside and recesses. Then put the base on the turntable and paint it completely. Place the statue on the base so we can more easily paint some parts of the figure that didn't get paint. For areas where we want a burned effect, we apply a thicker black because we're going to apply thinner on them afterwards. Now we apply some paint thinner. Thinner causes the paint to burn and wrinkle, and creates the effect we want. Spray matte clear. You might ask, shouldn't the matte spray be applied at the very end after all painting is done? That's true, but the reason we sprayed matte clear now is that we will bring out silver shine in some areas, and if we spray afterwards, those areas won't be shiny. Start detailing with the character's head. Apply silver paint with a piece of foam. The paint is not mixed with water. Before applying to the statue, we dab some on the glass to reduce the intensity. Then, in a circular motion, we apply the silver with the foam to the statue. And by dragging the foam like this, we add scratches to the helmet. Then, using a flat brush like this, we silver the edges of the raised areas, so it takes on the look of realistically faded metal. We slightly wet a fine brush that's preferably worn out, and using that worn brush, we create scratches. The bristles of a worn brush usually point in different directions and are splayed. So we don't use a new brush, so the scratch lines look more natural. We mostly try to create this effect on the raised parts. We paint the inside of the eye black. We paint some parts of the helmet with thinned black in a circular blotching manner. And then with a piece of foam, if any hard-edged spots appear, we soften them a bit with the foam. Darken this middle area a little and tap it with a finger to dull it, being careful not to remove the metallic look. Do this so the silver color on the lips stands out more. Apply gel polish, nail top shine, on the eyes so they take on a glassy appearance. Then we cure it using UV light. Make a carbon black paint and darken some areas with an airbrush. Darken the lower parts of the base. From the bottom of the piece, we apply a darker color to the figure, so a shadow is added to the work and a mild contrast is created. We reload the brush with paint without mixing it with water, and with a paper towel, we blot away that small amount of moisture. And with a dry, worn brush, create scratches on these parts of the boots and other areas. For the gold color on the thumb, we use this decorative gold paint. And with a fine brush, we paint the thumb Naples yellow, fluorescent green and red paint. Apply the silver paint evenly over the shield. Move on to painting the base. My challenge is more painting the spaceship's motor and the fire. Apply the silver paint thinned. Thin the black with water, and we paint. Pay attention to how the silver paint is applied with foam on the shield. The texture of the foam helps create a better effect. We add a bit of black wash over the shield. And then we wipe some areas with our hand. And then we scratch it with a fingernail. Surely a warrior shield has some scratches. We also add some silver scratches with a brush. We add the red logo color to the motor that is on the base. A little mistake happened. We correct the paint with a wet sponge. We apply a layer of black paint and then use foam and a finger to remove some areas. This gives a better burned feeling to the motor and makes it more natural. Force sensed a new subscriber. Will you join or fall to the dark side? We bring silver paint to some places with a finger for a faded paint effect. Using a large dry brush, we just touch some areas with the brush. Pay attention to the light pressure of the brush. We make some parts redder. We had forgotten the red in these parts, so we complete it. Again, we create scratches with a nail. The area that will be colored as fire, we fully paint with naples or white before applying the main color. From left to right, naples, yellow primer, orange transparent, red. A mixture of burnt umber and red. Naples from the 5 colors we showed before. Pay attention to how diluted the acrylic paint is. It's better to pass the acrylic paint through a filter before pouring it into the airbrush, because this paint is not specifically for airbrushing. Apply red paint on the metals to create the effect of heated metal. Add the reflection of the flame light on the boots. Paint the inside of the fire yellow. Red, primary magenta, fluorescent red. Before applying the color we made for the lightsaber blade, we paint white. Thinned black paint on the metal parts. Again, we paint some parts silver. This part is metal and should be painted silver. With thinned black paint, we create smoke in some places. Add a bit of silver to this part to make it more uniform and create shine. Apply a mixture of red and umber on the metal parts where we want the heated look. The closer to the fire, the warmer the colors. The farther away, the darker the colors. Painting the writings on the spaceship. We create a series of scratches with a blade. Paint the wounds on the clothing. First, we paint the skin color. Skin color mix: white, yellow, red oxide, alizarin crimson. For painting the wounds, we use red, umber, and alizarin crimson. We stipple the wounds color to create a textured look. We apply resin to the fire areas and wounds, and then cure with UV.